Emma Waddington and her beloved husband Les moved to Darien in the early 1950s.
We had been Congregationalists back in Indiana when we were there, and I had grown up as an Episcopalian. So we had our choice when we went to Darien, visit the different churches, you know.
They almost didn't become Presbyterians. They went to a church supper at another church in town, and at the end of the meal, each couple had to select a bean out of a bowl with their eyes closed.
And everybody had to pull out something, and those who got the black beans or whatever were in there, they were the ones that had to do the dishes. So who got that? Les.
Well, Lester pulled the black bean and they did the dishes, but they decided to try another church, one that was a little kinder to first-time visitors.
We found the Presbyterian church, and they were so gracious to us, and we couldn't have looked at any other church at that point.
We Presbyterians had just built our sanctuary, and we were 1 block away from their Garden City home. The Waddingtons walked over to church and spent the next 60 years doing that just about every week.
We had not been there but just, a few days, I think, and the doorbell rang. I know our living room was piled high with boxes that we hadn't unpacked yet, you know. And there was Bob at the front door, and he said, "Well, I'm here for the Finish and Furnish campaign." And I said, "Well, we are neither finished nor furnished, and we are not Presbyterian." When I first came there, it was 1st of June, and I wanted to get my kids involved. I went over and asked what they had programs for the children during the summer. Well, they didn't have any. And I said, "Well, couldn't we start something for the children in the summertime?" Well, anyhow, I said, "How many Sunday school classes do we have?" "Oh, it's all one." I said, "You can't have one Sunday morning class with children from kindergarten on up through junior high." "Well, we'd have to get some teachers." I said, "We'll get them." I had one of the classes when they first opened. Went in and the boys came in, sat around the table, and up came one shoe and up came another shoe until every boy had his shoe up on the table. And I just sat there and I looked at him. And I said, "Would you do this at home?" Those shoes came off the table pretty fast. Got as much out of it as I put into it, I can tell you that. I just loved helping out.
Emma was an elder in the 1960s.
I put in quite a few hours over there and loved them all.
I didn't know Les, but if you know Emma, you learned about Les. He was the love of her life and her true partner in so many endeavors.
He started broadcasting our Sunday services, which was one of the things he liked doing. And of course, he always filled in when they needed anybody with music of any kind. And he had a little quartet.
Emma shared with me that when she especially missed Lester, she would go to the church's memorial garden where he was laid to rest and talk to him. When I came to Norotan 9 years ago, Emma was easy to notice. Every Sunday, she was in her pew near the front. And we would talk after each sermon. She would walk here on the good days. We eventually sent drivers to pick her up in the bad weather. I thought she had probably heard a sermon on every text of the Bible, but she always had positive things to say to me. Emma kept her humor and humility right up to the end. I wish we could all have such a record. She was a pillar, a pioneer, a personal friend, and I give thanks to God I had these last years to know her and serve her as her pastor.